Now acceleration. Acceleration, the rate of change of velocity. The rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. What do you mean by the rate of change? It is denoted by small a, change in velocity. Change in velocity upon time. Change in velocity means final velocity minus initial velocity upon time. So A is equals to V minus U upon T, because final velocity is denoted by V, initial velocity is denoted by U. Its unit is meter per second and divided by second, so it will become meter per second square. Meter per second square. So it is called as acceleration. Now, from the same word, one more word is being derived, retardation. Retardation is also known as deceleration. Retardation or deceleration means the negative acceleration. Negative acceleration is called retardation or deceleration. It is denoted by minus a. It is denoted by minus a, negative acceleration. It is in the condition when final velocity becomes equal to 0. So the formula is minus u upon t, or in the second condition when u is greater than v, initial velocity is greater than final velocity, then there is a retardation. When a body stops, acceleration means when the body starts and increases its speed, so it always produces acceleration. When the body comes at rest, then it always produces a deceleration. So it is called as retardation, and its unit is will remain same. It is meter per second square. It is meter per second square. Again, there are two types of acceleration. Number one is a uniform acceleration. Number second is a non-uniform. Non-uniform means a variable acceleration. Variable acceleration. As the name indicated, uniform, when the velocity almost remains same, then it always produces a constant acceleration, and when the velocity will keep on changing, it produces a variable acceleration. One more value which always comes into action, that is acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity. As the name indicated, whenever there is a acceleration means change in velocity. Now whenever there is a change in velocity due to the effect of gravity, for example, if a body is being dropped from the top and it is reaching down, so what will happen? The gravity is actually changing its velocity. So it means whenever there is a change in the velocity, there will be a acceleration. Now this acceleration is due to the effect of gravity, so that's why it is called as acceleration due to gravity, and it is denoted by g. Instead of a, it is denoted by g. So as name indicates that if it is g, it means it is acceleration due to gravity. In this condition, the body is being dropped from the top, body is coming towards the earth, so it is denoted by g. When the body is increasing its velocity on the surface of the earth, then it is acceleration, and when the body is stopping, then it is deceleration. So similar case, when the body is being dropped from the top to down, it is g and it is plus g, but when the body is being thrown back in an upward direction, it is always considered as minus g. It is always considered as minus g. So the value of g is acceleration due to gravity is unit is meter per second square, but for the earth it is 9.8 meter per second square. Numerically we always take 10 meter per second square. Numerically we take it as 10 meter per second square. Is there any doubt in this? I think so. All the things are clear. Again, I would like to say that acceleration is rolling on the earth surface, retardation when the brakes are been applied, acceleration due to gravity when the body is been thrown from the top to down, and when the body is moving from an upward direction, it is always minus g. Now, uniform circular motion. Uniform circular motion. When a body is moving in a circular path with a speed in a circular motion, then it is called as uniform circular motion. When a body is moving in a circular path with a certain speed, then it is called as uniform circular motion, because it is moving in a circular path. Now when the body is moving, it will be having a variable velocity. The velocity will keep on changing. It means that it will be having an acceleration. When the body is moving in a circular path, its velocity always changes. Velocity always changes. So when the velocity always changes, so it means it is producing an acceleration. So this acceleration is called as centripetal acceleration. This acceleration is called as centripetal acceleration because it is moving in a circular path and it is always directed towards the center. The velocity is always directed towards the center, and this acceleration is called as centripetal acceleration. Now when a body is moving in a circular path producing a centripetal acceleration, now when a particle is having a small mass m and it is moving with a centripetal acceleration, so the force so produced by it is called as centripetal force. It is called as centripetal force because the particle is having a mass which is moving in a circular path, always produces a centripetal acceleration. So the acceleration, centripetal acceleration, is denoted by v square upon r, because r is the radius of which the circular path has been there, v is the velocity by which it is been moving. Formula for f is equals to ma. So in place of a we can write v square upon r. So it is v square upon r. This is a formula for centripetal force. This is a formula for centripetal force. F is equals to mv square upon r. Now for your class, it is only a conceptual part. Detailed is not been structured till now. It is a centripetal force. Why it is a centripetal force? Because the body is moving in a circular path having a radius r. The particle is having a mass m, producing, whenever there is a change in the velocity, it produces an acceleration. That acceleration is called as a centripetal acceleration. So the force produced by it is equal, F is equal to mv square upon r, and it is always acted in a downward direction, inward direction, not in a downward, but centripetal force act in a inward direction. Now when it acts in an inward direction, so why it does not fall down? Because some kind of force which is acting in a outward direction, which balances the force which is acting in an inward direction. This force is called as centrifugal force. This force is called as the centrifugal force. Is this clear? The force which is acting in an outward direction to balance the inward force is called as the centrifugal force, that is acting always in a outward direction, and the inward force which is acting in an inward direction is called as the centripetal force. If you take a circular path, this is the center, this is the radius arc, this is the arc travel, this is the arc. It is represented by S. The angle so formed is called as theta. So theta is equals to S upon r, arc upon radius. So this theta is called as angular displacement. It is called as angular displacement. Is this clear? The time taken to move a body from A position to B position covering a arc S, making an angular displacement of theta. Now this theta is always represented by radian. The angle is being formed by radian. The time taken to move from A to B is called as angular velocity. Angular velocity is equals to angular displacement upon time. Angular displacement is theta upon time. So it is radian and this is second. So it is always said as radian second inverse. It is said as a radian per second. That is angular velocity. What is angular displacement? Arc upon radius. It is represented by theta, the theta which is being formed. So that will give the angular displacement S upon R. It is measured in radian. Angular velocity means angular displacement upon time. So it is theta upon time. It is radian upon second. So it is radian second inverse. Is this clear? Any problem? Now the total angular displacement. Total angular displacement is complete circle. Complete circle is represented by 2 pi. So the time taken to complete one circle is called as time period. It's called as time period. It is denoted by capital T. So V is generally velocity is 2 pi upon T. It is equal to 2 pi upon T. And frequency is denoted by N. Frequency means the number of motion, circular motion made in 1 second is called as its frequency. It is 1 upon T. So we can say it is 1 upon second. 1 upon second is second inverse. It is called as hertz. It is called as hertz. So N is equal to 1 upon T. V is equal to linear velocity can also be represented as 2 pi upon T. T is the time period. What is the time period? The total time taken to complete one circular motion is called as time period and it is measured in second. Complete displacement, angular displacement is 2 pi. Why it is 2 pi? Because complete circle is of 360 degree. The value of pi is 180 degrees. So it can be said as theta is equal to 2 pi. That will represent the complete circle. So this will be considered as linear velocity 2 pi upon T.